guys? Welcome to episode 3 of Between the Lines with Tabor and TJ. First, I think we got to cover super quick. It's been a little bit, but got to cover Super Bowl predictions.
Oh, yeah.
We got to get into it. No time to waste. We got a lot of stuff we want to cover. And TJ, you had Rams.
I took the Rams, baby.
31-24. I chose the Bengals 24-17. I did say, though, that the number was 24.
Yeah.
But the number was 24 to win the game.
Yeah, you had to get to 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's – what a game.
It was, man.
Halftime show was very –
Love it.
Yeah, I mean –
Our Arab,
I don't think anybody's going to question it. What is something that will stick out to you, though, one recap from the Super Bowl, something stick out to you that you'll remember?
Oh, Stafford's no-look pass.
That was nice.
Oh, my God. He stepped in there, and at game on the line, they're down, and he stepped up. He was looking this way, and he just right there, Cooper Kupp.
Man,
it was
so Cooper Kupp, man, just historic stuff he does, has already done what Jerry Rice did in a career in a season. He's got to be Hall of Fame bound, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was – I've heard people say that it was the greatest wide receiver season they've ever seen.
Oh, by far. He was on my fantasy team, 30 points every rip.
I mean, Offensive Player of the Year. He was Super Bowl MVP, won the Super Bowl, broke all the – basically every receiving record.
Yeah, to me, as just a fan of football, that was what I wanted it to be.
Oh, yeah.
That was everything that I wanted a Super Bowl to be. It wasn't a blowout. You had to watch to the end.
I didn't care who won.
No.
Cincinnati's closer to us, but like I said, Stafford. I was pumped for Stafford to win it too. So.
Yeah, and so we've been dealing. We talk a lot, especially coaching together, just about the teammate side of things, coaching your son, and so I definitely want to touch on this. You brought up Zion, so you've been telling me about this. So kind of talk to them and let them know what's going on. J.J. Redick basically calling out Zion Williamson.
Oh yeah, he was on First Take with Stephen A. And so basically the Pelicans. Oh yeah.
So you would think he would understand the role of hey, you're the leader, that you're the guy we're buying into.
Yeah. But I think he's been a superstar since he was a junior in high school. It's
Yeah, but we could say the same thing about LeBron. He dealt with the same pressure. Now, I'm not saying – honestly, the reason that Zion gets the hype he did was because he was 6'8" and 270 pounds.
Yeah. But I think the thing that hurts Zion now, too, is that he hasn't been playing.
Oh,
he
no.
hasn't played all year. And
COVID year, you think he gets shut down.
Yeah, so it's just –
He hasn't been playing, no. But still, the leadership side of things, though, you don't have to play to lead.
Right. Yeah.
So that leads me into James Harden, because I don't know if this is a trend across the NBA, what's going on. So James Harden basically gets called out by, I don't want to swear by who, but he's basically this is the second team that you've done this to. You basically show up in baggy, wearing all your clothes, looking like you're out of shape. But there was a video released of him doing step-back jumpers while he's saying he's nursing a groin injury. So
he's faking the whole thing.
But that's what's so terrible is you're a superstar getting paid tons of millions of dollars, and there's nothing they can do because it's guaranteed money. Millions of dollars.
Yeah, and all he's got to do is say, it don't feel right. I don't want to play. And it's man, if you're hurt, you're hurt. But, you're out here basically faking it. You heard Charles Barkley at an All-Star game, he'll put some icy hot on it and he'll be good to go. I think he's already scheduled his opening game is Friday. He's playing.
Yeah, but I think but is he playing because he wants to, or is it because he's catching all the scrutiny of dude, you're a bum?
I think it's both, but I think too he's also catching scrutiny. If he plays, he's going to catch scrutiny because he wasn't playing in Brooklyn.
But honestly, to me, that's what you do. Sorry, you know what? Hey, made my mistake. Let's keep it pushing, right? That's so different than life. If you make your son mad and you know you're wrong in a couple hours, I hope you go apologize.
Yeah.
What's different here? Look, James Harden, we found out on you, buddy. We got you. Gotcha. Caught you red-handed. Everybody knows. We know you're a bad teammate. So now there's a reason why the Thunder let you go. There's a reason why the Rockets let you go. There's a reason why the Nets let you go. Now you're in the 76ers. You're on your fourth team. You've never been to the finals. And the Nets were arguably talent-wise
Oh, when all three of them played, they're like 13-3. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't lose, but when you got Kyrie, he's got to sit out certain games because of COVID with the vaccine. He doesn't really seem to care too much about playing. But then you got James Harden, on the other hand, who's like, he might just sit out because he decides to.
Yeah, but it's one of those things still that you just look back on, is he the problem? And that's what I don't want.
I think he's the problem.
I mean, we all.
And in Houston, like, everybody thought it was Chris Paul because Chris Paul's like an aggressive type of leader. He's doing great in Phoenix.
Loves it.
They're saying he'll play another 3, 4, 5 years. But
I think it's fine in the system.
Yeah, but that's what I think. Harden doesn't want or can fit a system.
But he can. He can play for the 3 worst teams in the league because he's going to get 30 shots a night. Nobody's going to say a word to him.
That's true.
But then his ego's going to get in the way, and then he does these things. And so it's like, dude, you're getting paid a lot of money to have this. I mean, and I get it. Money causes the ego, or, you get so big. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
The same thing with Ben Simmons. Like, he comes out and, he wasn't playing, and then he said mental health issues. And then he said, now that he's in Philly, he's saying now, well, I'll ramp up my return, and it'll be only a few weeks versus a few months. So it's like, now they're wondering, was he doing the same thing? Is he faking mental illness so that he can sit out and get what he wanted? And now that he got what he wanted, he's going to get back in shape and good to go.
Yeah, but so to me, long story short, players have too much control. Yeah. I mean, it's no different than me and you going to work. Why? If we don't go to work, we got to take a sick day, and you don't get paid.
Yeah.
So they miss games. That's fine. You do you, but you're going to be docked $400,000. Which that may not hurt you, but in 3 weeks it's going to.
Yeah, but then you got to determine how. It
has to be based on a percentage of your salary. It would have to be.
Yeah, what about the people who are actually hurt?
No, but those guys, that's different. That's what I'm saying.
How do you know, though? That's what I'm saying.
I think that is a fine line, but here's the thing. There is averages for injuries, though.
I feel like once the doctors come out and say, you're cleared to play,
now it's on you.
There's no reason why you can't play. You're not going to get more hurt from playing.
Yeah.
I think at that point it should be, if you're deciding not to play, then there has to be some type of...
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not meaning just, hey, you're injured, you're not playing, let's dock your pay. But it's the guys that are abusing it. There has to be a punishment system.
A system, yeah.
And we're not seeing any discipline in the NBA, and so that's what's creating all of this madness.
And it's like an entitlement. They feel entitled, like, I can just do whatever I want, and then you're going to have to trade me. And it's like, is that how you should be going about your life? It's just, I don't know.
Some of these guys, man, but we're going to go to baseball really quick. We're coming back to basketball.
This baseball stuff's crazy.
Yeah, we're nowhere close still, and we've been talking about this, for a month, and the earliest they're saying they will report is March 5th. So,
yeah, I just read
in a week.
Yeah, I just read they're on the second day of in-person meetings. And they said that the second day, they think that they took steps backwards from the first day.
Yeah,
it's like...
It's nowhere close.
Yeah, and they're supposed to meet again tomorrow, but it says the players have to have at least 4 weeks of spring training before they can play baseball. So, you're talking right now, 4 weeks from now is when they would...
So we're April 5th, which that's not too crazy. But then it's when you start hitting March 20th. March 21st. Now we're in April 1st. Then that's when things start getting a little tricky because now your 162 game season gets turned into 150. In another week, you're 142.
All their games, there's so many games in a week that for every week that you miss, you're just losing that many games.
And all they're doing is making the average fan not interested.
Absolutely.
To me, listen, I think athletes deserve to be paid and be paid well.
Oh, yeah.
They deserve to be compensated for all the years that they're really good at their sport, dedicating the hours. They did that. They earned it. But at some point, owners and players have to understand, without fans, you're irrelevant anyways. So this just happened in '94. Then this almost happens in, I would say, 5 to 7 years ago. Now, granted, they came to terms and everything was fine, but we're nowhere close.
Nowhere close. And it's like, why wasn't in-person talks happening, a long time ago, before we're getting closer and closer to the season? That it's like it's not going to get done in time.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the average attendance because baseball was already struggling, and which I hate, especially as a baseball guy, already struggling, and now all you're doing is adding fuel to the fire.
And on top of that, the way that these teams make money is by putting people in seats, selling, stuff from concession stands.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, if you're losing 20 games, how much money are the owners losing because of it? It's like, why wouldn't you just...
And especially those big organizations, because here's the thing, I've only been to one professional game. Went to an Astros game, watched the Angels and the Astros. Two pretty solid teams. That place was wall-to-wall, electric, and that's what we're missing out on.
Oh, yeah.
We're missing out on electricity. We're missing on things that, Shohei Ohtani could have another great season. I mean, you got Tatis coming out. There's a lot of big-time guys that can make a lot of noise, but it's not going to matter because people are going to call them crybabies, whatever. So I'm interested to see the attendance. That's what I want. That's what I made a note of, the attendance this year, and if it drops from the average. So definitely stay tuned for that. But All-Star game recap. Did you watch any of the All-Star stuff?
I've watched some highlights. I did see, what was that I was watching? I watched the celebrity game.
Dude.
So funny.
First off, Myles Garrett, absolutely, he played basketball. He had to somewhere along the line, somewhere, high school, he moves too well.
Well, that's the thing, but he moves that well in football too, so it's like, it makes me wonder if most athletes...
Yes, now most guys at that level are probably going to be, but the guys I'm talking about. You play football and you can catch a football, but awkward with a basketball.
Oh, yeah, like ain't
no finesse,
skills,
nothing.
Yeah,
but seeing a big guy like that, dude, is like, and he had to be 10, 15 inches at least. I get it, he's 6'6", but dude, he moved that shot. Did you see this?
Oh, yeah.
He moved that shot.
Oh, yeah.
And then Karl Anthony Towns comes in. He wins a 3-point contest.
That's crazy.
Who won the slam dunk?
Obi Toppin?
Obi Toppin, yeah. So I seen a tweet today that said they should have just let it be a Chicago Bulls dunk off.
Yeah.
And then they show the roster though, and it's Zach LaVine and all these other guys, and you're like,
Lonzo Ball. You got like some high flyers,
and you're like, bro, they literally could have had their own dunk contest.
Oh, it's been way
as
more
a team.
Fun. The dunks in the All-Star game were better.
Yeah. But, I do understand that there's hitting a point of we're doing the same stuff. But there's no creativity anymore.
I was thinking that too. Is like, at what point do we take some years off from the dunk contest? It's like, they're not doing that, like...
No, but I think it's the execution. The execution of... it was cool, like when Blake Griffin and Dwight Howard and those guys were coming up because they were paying tribute to those guys. Vince Carter putting his hand in the cookie jar, stuff like that. But
nobody's paying tribute to Dwight Howard.
Exactly.
That's what I'm so, like, at what point are we like, all right, like most players in the league probably can do a windmill and can do a reverse, like.
Well, it's just not even fun because like. LeBron goes 1 year, wins it, and he's done it. He don't go back.
Oh, LeBron ain't never done it.
He's never done a dunk contest.
Never.
So this is my point.
Never even been
one of the best dunkers
of all time
in the game of all time. Never has done it.
They've been begging him to do it.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, this is part of to me, and that I'm a big LeBron fan. But hearing that hurts my heart. So, like, why?
Yeah, I don't know. I think. Part of it.
It's part of the ego. I don't want to get hurt.
Well, part of it for people is what people say is that they're afraid, or he was afraid he was going to go and lose it, and then his legacy of being a dunker is gone.
Get over yourself.
Right, but
bro, you've yammed on Kevin Garnett, Yao Ming, like you've yammed on significant people.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I think the dunk contest is lacking. The big names.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Durant, LeBron James.
It's always like the young guys who are coming up.
Or the middle tier guys who just,
like Zach LaVine, who is like an all-star now. He's a star. He's a stud. But when he was in the dunk contest a few years ago and he did it like 3 years in a row. Yeah, he wasn't like
that. That really kind of put him on the map.
But he could, but he had flair and he had like nice dunks. Yeah. So
but like at no point, and shout out Cat, I'm happy for him. Karl Anthony Towns, good job, way to win. There's never a time though that Karl Anthony Towns is in a 3-point contest.
Yeah, he shouldn't.
I'm glad he won it.
He never shouldn't have won it.
I'm not even mad that he won it because they can all shoot at that level. I'm not worried about that. But Steph Curry's and Clay's and Kevin Durant's, like, bro, if you put those guys shooting the ball, Devin Booker's, like, when those big names are out there, that's when fans are excited. Because now it's like, all right, we're going to figure out who the real 3-point champion is. Because let's be real. To me, if Steph Curry isn't in it, then you're not the best.
And that's the thing, is like, nobody wants to watch the 3-point contest with 3-point shooters who are good 3-point shooters, but they're not the guys.
He's not pulling up from 3
to win a game. Who's the best 3-point shooter in the league? Not who's the best out of the bottom 30 guys.
Yeah, if that's the case, I would just grab me, you, Aaron, and Austin, and Ethan, and we'll just go to the park and we'll have a shootout.
It'd be more fun than watching guys who
I don't care.
Yeah, nobody talks about Karl Anthony Towns as a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I've never once been like, you know what, you better run a pick play for that guy and get him the ball.
Like, and put Curry and Clay and
so
Lillard out there.
Weird stat, Steph and LeBron have never lost when they're on the same team. Now, every time they've clearly played has been an all-star team.
That's true.
But is this a sign? Because LeBron has made it clear that I'm playing with my son, and then I'm done. Yeah. It's almost like who's willing to pull the trigger on Bronny to get LeBron?
Right.
Because it's happening.
I'm going to give him 1 year, though. It might be the end.
But you say that. We say that. But Bronny has a good year coming off the bench. LeBron's still able to produce.
I think LeBron wants to play with Curry.
Because he spreads the floor and lets him do his thing.
Well, and I think, too, it would help LeBron later in his career because you would have a guy like Steph he's getting older, too, but he's still running around and he's shooting a 3.
Well, it's because what Steph does it's not going to abuse him.
Right. And it's not, like, that doesn't necessarily take, like, Steph can move without the ball well. Yeah. You got LeBron going to the hole with the kick out. Like, it's buckets for days.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, LeBron is so good at getting... Dang.
Keep going.
So LeBron is phenomenal at doing those things, getting to the middle, kicking it out, Steph getting in the corner, and that's why I think it would work.
Oh, yeah.
Even bigger than all the other things is he would just be able to feed him the ball. So I don't know. To me, it's the race to draft Bronny at this point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's already, he's a sophomore in high school, and he's, windmilling. He's going to be a guy,
Yeah.
He's definitely going to get buckets, and he'll definitely go to the league. Especially, just off the name itself, he'll get enough recognition to at least be drafted.
Yeah. I mean, the name is what's going to get him, so.
And with social media these days, so.
He's got the name. That's what matters.
I just seen, it's still on Bronny. I just seen him, Mikey Williams, who's another high school player, and Hansel, the guy who's got one arm in place. I don't know if you've seen him or not. But Bronny just got, the Hansel dude just got $1.7 million from the name, image, and likeness. Mikey Williams got 2.9, and Bronny got 5.1 million off name, image, and likeness already. He's a sophomore in high school and he's getting $5 million.
But that's what changes the NIL And that's why a lot of high schools are even revisiting this because it is a lot. It's a lot going on. So, super pumped about that. But so Steph Curry hits 16 threes, which is a all-star record.
Oh, yeah. Had like 50.
But are we surprised at this point?
I'm surprised at 16. I'm surprised they let him get 16. Like,
but, I mean, did you get to watch any of it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Dude, no, I mean,
a lot of them.
Pitiful.
Yeah. I mean, they're not playing defense.
Now,
I'm saying, when a guy gets to 10, 11, 12, like a few years ago, Paul George almost had the scoring record. And he was like 2 points away from beating it. And there was like a minute left, and they're giving him the ball, and everybody on the team, they're like double team, triple teaming him.
Now, yeah, I understand they can play defense. I'm not saying they can't play defense.
Right.
But what I'm saying is when you watch them, like, the passes that are being made, like, I'm aware of, I don't know, maybe I know basketball, I don't know basketball more than anyone else. So I know as an average basketball fan that I can look out there and go, that's whack defense.
Right.
Or, all right, bro, you didn't even try. I mean, 163 to 160, that is cool. That is what the fans want. That's what we want. But also from a perspective, I would love to see them sit down, D up.
Yeah, I think the point of the game was, they've kind of made the All-Star game to where it's goofing off until you get to the end.
Yeah, but like the first quarter, so I made a note, like the first quarter between Team LeBron and Team Durant, the winner of the first quarter got $100,000 to their charity. Mm-hmm. So like you were actually playing for something.
Right.
And still, even then, it was like, all right, here, let me tear this rim off. Let me go over here and finesse a layup. I'm going to come over here and clip his three. And so, for Steph Curry, to me, shooting a three, I mean, like even his trainers have said, we don't take just normal threes anymore because it's useless. He's going to hit it 100 out of 100 times.
Right.
So in a game where you're not D'ing up this guy, who we know is already the most lethal three-point shooter of all time,
right.
And he's literally got guys, pump fake, see ya, tons of time, yeah.
But he was doing that at night when he would let it go and turn around.
Now, I love that.
Oh,
I think,
nice.
But that's what makes his three-point shot interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Is when he does the turnaround and you're like, is it going? It does go every time.
The amount of confidence you got to have to look away.
Dude, you're putting it on the table.
Oh, yeah.
You're putting it on the table.
And the fact that on one of them, at the top of the key, when he shoots it and he turns around, and he doesn't even look back.
No, it's no reason
I'm like, that's crazy. To me, it's like as you're running back down the court, you're going to look to make sure it went in.
Oh, look at the scoreboard, something to know that it counted.
He's just looking at the fans like, yeah, I already knew.
Yeah,
like,
I know what's up.
What?
Yeah, he's
staring down Trae Young. Oh, man. Love it.
So last All-Star game recap, I wanted to touch on another weird fact, and this is clearly about LeBron. So LeBron is undefeated as a GM or captain of an All-Star game. Undefeated as the GM or captain.
Oh, yeah.
Is this his future?
Oh, yeah. GM, owner, he's going to do it all.
He might be the next Jackie Moon. He might be playing. Why? Hey, feed me. No, right back.
Maybe the GM when Bronny comes, and I'll play 1 year with Bronny.
Yeah.
I'm the GM.
I just think.
Hey, that's happened before. And
as good of a leader as he is, and as good as he is at the inclusion, the IQ of the game.
Oh, yeah. Just knowing what.
And loving people. Like, people can say what they want. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, he said some things, and yeah, they're pretty off the wall. But, like, who would be better than him?
Right, yeah.
As a 17, 18-year-old kid, you're like, LeBron James wants to draft me? Okay.
He knows what it takes to win. He knows what it takes, in terms of a star versus what's around that star. Like, he knows the game enough to be a GM. And imagine, like, you got a lot of GMs out here who never maybe played in the NBA, or they're literally just going off of.
They're just money guys.
Yeah, they got somebody else.
Somebody. Yeah. But who better than this guy?
You got LeBron in there doing it himself.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why the Hornets took that turn when they did when Jordan had them.
Oh, yeah.
Like
you can see that the Hornets are starting to.
Yes, they're rising.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all I got. But to finish, I don't know if you've seen, but ESPN released a top 74 list.
Oh, yeah.
So of all time, Jordan number 1, of course. I still want to argue it, but whatever. LeBron number 2, Kareem number 3, and so forth and so on. The first thing I want to touch on, though, is Dwight Howard isn't on this list.
Really? 74 players is not on there?
But Anthony Davis is. So this is where I get conflicted because Anthony Davis is a stud. Not taking anything away from him. But Dwight Howard on the Magic
led them to the finals.
Was the LeBron of that situation.
Like, yeah. Led them to the finals against LeBron.
Yeah, like 17 and 16, I believe was what he rebounded. Like 17 points, 16 rebounds. I mean, absolute stud. There's nobody that could big body him. And at that time, you have a Jameer Nelson who, you had to respect him out there. Hedo Turkoglu, I'm sure, at one point. Rashard Lewis. So you had some guys.
Yeah, but you're talking about guys in today's game, even in their primes, are just
average.
They're above average role players.
But Turkoglu would be fine because he can shoot it. Yeah. Rashard Lewis would be fine. He's a 4. He could shoot it.
Yeah.
But what people, I don't think, realize about that Magic team is the other 4 were shooters because Dwight Howard's going and getting it.
Oh, yeah.
There's nobody out like
jumping in.
Dwight Howard to me was the Dennis Rodman of the our age.
Just bigger and stronger.
Rebounding machine, bigger, stronger. The way he moves. I mean, really Shaquille O'Neal like at that age.
Just like a little smaller, but yeah.
So what to you would justify Anthony Davis being above Dwight Howard though? That's where I struggle.
I think it's this era of we want to look at players in today's NBA or maybe within the last 10 years and like Anthony Davis is looked at like, oh, he's got a great talent. Like he's talent-wise, he's way better than Dwight. Talent-wise.
You think so?
He can shoot, he dribbles better, he's got better post moves. Like Dwight
Howard's a 7-footer. I mean,
right. Anthony Davis is too pretty much. So
But he started off as a guard. This is what people don't talk. Like he was a guard before he ever hit his growth spurt.
But what I'm saying is like, you can't put Anthony Davis above Dwight Howard just because he's a better talent. Like we're talking about the best
a body of work.
We're talking about the best 74 players in the NBA, which means
of all time.
Yeah, I'm saying though in the NBA of all time.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to look at what he did, regardless of the talent he had. Dwight Howard took the talent that he has and made the most of it and got his team to places by himself. Yeah. Anthony Davis, they even make the playoffs when he was at the Pelicans. Like
once.
Terrible. Like come on, you can't. I don't see how that goes above.
Yeah,
above a Dwight Howard. But
I don't either, and I don't want to spend too much.
Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time. But I think too also that Dwight Howard now it tarnishes his early years.
But does it because he's still a dog?
Yeah, but he's only averaging 6 a game or something. It's like.
Yeah, I mean, but I can't fault the guy for not having any trouble and doing it.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think Dwight Howard should be above anything. Anthony Davis,
but we'll see. So, Kobe Bryant.
It's crazy.
Okay. This is for all the Jordan phenomenons out there that they swear up and down that Jordan is the greatest of all time. And I'm Team LeBron. I think he's the greatest, which we can argue that a different day. But if you're going to say that Michael Jordan is the undisputed greatest of all time, which I think a lot of people do, then Kobe has to be number 2. Why? Why not? He is Jordan.
Nah.
Everything he did was Michael Jordan. Yeah, the moves, he had 5 championships. He had Shaquille O'Neal. But are we going to use that as a crutch? Because homeboy had Scottie for 6 of them. Couldn't get out of it.
But Scottie was drafted and Scottie was made in Chicago. Like,
but why does that matter?
Shaq was made in Orlando.
But was he? He was made at LSU. He was drafted by Orlando.
What I'm saying is, though, Shaq came to the Lakers.
Yeah, polished.
As with a young Kobe. So, like, Shaq was supposed to be the guy.
And I agree, yes.
So, like,
but Kobe still had enough sack about him to say, Shaq, you go get the ball. I'm shooting it. You go get it, even as a rookie.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the mentality isn't. I'm saying if you look at a Jordan who in 6 finals has 6 finals MVPs and Kobe's got 2 because Shaq got the other 3. So it's like how can you say Kobe in his 5 championships, that's so amazing, but yet he's only got 2 Finals MVPs. He wasn't even the best player in 3 of them. Like Jordan is like in the finals. Yeah, he's got Pippen, but it's not even a doubt that he's the one that got him there. He's the best player.
Yeah, but we say that, but when you remove Pippen and you remove Rodman...
I'm not... Yeah, but, I mean, you go to the Lakers and you remove a Derek Fisher and they don't make the finals.
That's wild.
Come on. Fisher was a part of every one of them.
Rick Fox was good.
Yeah, I'm not saying that...
They had the pieces. They had a late Kareem.
Right, and if they don't have those guys, they don't get there. What I'm saying is every piece matters, but there's one that everybody looks at like, all right, it's because of him.
But see, I'm just meaning his body of work is very similar outside of the Finals MVPs.
Yeah. And his game is similar.
The game is similar. His resume is damn near the same.
Well, he don't have the MVPs though. He's only got 1. That's the other knock on him. But I think he deserves a few. He deserved a few more.
Yeah, but if we also look at the NBA, LeBron's been snubbed on those same awards.
Yeah, but he's got,
back then, they wanted to give it to Jordan.
Yeah.
Because he was the hype.
Yeah.
But when LeBron came the villain, he got snubbed. 2011, he wasn't MVP.
He got snubbed.
2011,
twice.
At least. Dude, he was known for chase down blocks. Never was a defensive player of the year. He was known for chase down blocks. Never a defensive player of the year.
I'm not sure that he has I'm not sure he was on a defensive all-star team.
Never.
Like, he wasn't even a first team all defense.
No, and that's what I'm saying, but he's known for chase down blocks. So it's like, this is where I start to struggle. But again, we're not arguing this, but Kobe, to me, he has 1 less championship. Yes, okay, a couple MVPs, but we're talking body of work.
So I think, I'm a Jordan, LeBron 1A, 1B.
I agree with that.
It doesn't matter who you put there.
Yeah.
But Kobe's definitely after that. He can't be before LeBron, in my eyes.
Okay,
but
I agree.
I do believe he's a 3rd or 4th.
But that's fine.
guy.
If people want to argue the 1A, 1B like we will, that's fine. But there's going to be people that say Jordan is a definitive 1, LeBron's a definitive 2, and that's where I want to rebuttal. Then Kobe's got to be 2.
Yeah.
Because Kobe went off for 81.
Basically
Kobe was the Lakers. He led those guys when they were down. You want to talk about loyalty. They were great for those 3 years. Stay with them. We're bad. All right, now we got to take the Celtics home. We're meeting these guys in the finals.
You got Powell. You get Powell Gasol, and
so to me it's just tough. Kobe at 10th is a tough one to swallow.
He definitely does not.
Got to be top 5.
I think so.
To me, look, Jordan carried the league through the 80s and the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Passed it off to Kobe probably 2000, 2001. Kobe gets us to about 06, 07 before LeBron kind of does his thing.
LeBron came in averaging 25, so Kobe didn't get long.
Well, I think Kobe was still the face of the league at that point.
Yeah, he's still the guy.
LeBron was the, hey, if you keep this up, you're the guy.
Everybody knew what was coming. Yeah.
But that's why in 2009 and 2010 when he goes back-to-back, it's so beautiful, right? Because I think as fans, we understood this is it. LeBron's coming.
Oh, yeah.
This is LeBron's 7th and 8th year in the league. He's coming.
He's got to be.
Yeah,
everybody starts talking about he ain't got to.
You ain't nothing.
You ain't nothing. You're choking.
So that's crazy. So we're going to have to keep up with that. But definitely.
A lot of people were talking about it.
It's been nothing. It's been wild for sure. But we've definitely ran over most of the time that we've ever used. So, guys, thanks for tuning in with us. And give us a like and a follow. And we'll see y'all next week.
I'll let you.